The state of our prisons in America has been an ongoing topic that sparks plenty of discussion and debate. Next week, you can be part of a discussion as area leaders push for change. Joining me now is Justin Terrell. He's the executive director of the Minnesota Justice Research Center. Justin, thank you very much for joining us here.
Thank you so much for having us.
So let's start here. As I mentioned, this debate has been going on for decades now in terms of the state of our prisons, but we're focusing on the facilities in Stillwater and St. Cloud. Can you tell us what's going on there?
Yeah, so the Minnesota Justice Research Center, we're a small nonprofit based out of Sabathani Community Center at the block of George Floyd Square. Our mission is to transform the criminal legal system, and we do that through research, education, and policy development. And so next week we're hosting an event to talk about the conditions of our crumbling prison infrastructure. We have 2 prisons in our state that are over 100 years old, and they are literally falling apart. We have bad water conditions. In the summertime, some of the environment in the cells, it gets above 100 degrees in the cells. And these are just not humane environments to have the people live there who are being held accountable for their actions, or to work there and try to be in charge of that environment. And so it's just time. We have $1 billion in deferred maintenance, $2 billion to rebuild these 2 institutions, and we have a looming budget deficit. And so it's time that we put together a plan to decommission these institutions over the next 4 years. Like 2030, we would like to see these institutions closed totally.
How did these institutions fall into such disrepair over these 100 years? How has nobody come in and said, okay, we need to do something about this problem?
You know, that's a good question. And you would have to ask the people in charge of the budget and the repairs that question. From a community perspective, you know, what we see is that these institutions are hard to make investments in. They're just, it's not politically advantageous, you know, for whatever reasons. I think people want to forget about people who live in prisons, and we know that those are our family members, those are our neighbors, those are our co-workers who may have caused harm in society and need to be held accountable, but we need facilities that are capable of holding them accountable.
Mm-hmm. And there is money out there to bring these facilities back into a proper condition, right?
So right now, that's debatable, actually.
Okay.
And so the maintenance has been deferred for so long that the bill is so big, right? So I think we have about $3 million that you can put towards a $1 billion project, and that just doesn't add up. And so we should be looking at other options.
So talk about this event coming up on May 8th. RSVPs are still available, so people can still be a part of this discussion.
You can go to mnjrc.org and click on upcoming events and sign up for this event. We ask for a donation if you're going to purchase a ticket, just because we don't have any grant money going to this project, right? And what we're looking for is for as many community members to come out who will pack the room to hear a presentation from the state and one of our allies who have done research on this topic, so that we can educate the community to the best that we can to try to put together a plan to address this issue.
Yeah, that education is so important. So I know there are people that are watching this right now saying, okay, they're just prisons, these are just criminals, they're there for a reason, why should I care? What would you say to those people in response to that? So
the reality is, everyone thinks the criminal legal system is for somebody else. And the reality is that it's for you, it's for me, it's for our loved ones, it's for our family members. As soon as you have been harmed and you find yourself needing an intervention from the system, you want there to be an effective intervention. If you've harmed someone, you're standing in front of a judge, you want the judge to be fair and to use and to be able to hold you accountable. And the reality is, if our institutions are falling apart, then we don't have the resources applied to do that well, which is a threat to public safety for everyone. And so we have to stop pretending like this is somebody else's issue. This issue belongs to all Minnesotans, and we really want to encourage our leaders to do the best they can to put together a plan to address it.
And it's not just the people being housed there, it's the people that are working there, the employees as well.
Exactly.
A very important discussion to have. Again, this is Let's Talk About Minnesota's Aging Prisons, May 8th at the Wiseman Art Museum. Justin, thank you for joining us to talk about this.
Thank you so much for having us.
All right.